Good morning. I know that my previous video said that I was going to talk about the driving at schools thing, and yes, I remembered it because I wrote it down. Actually, that's not my topic for this later morning. I was watching a video by a YouTuber that I am subscribed to. His name is Ryan Boundless. Anyway, I don't know if anybody ever, I don't even know if anybody really watches these, but anyway, I like watching his things because, it sounds like maybe I'm one of his older viewers. Because, he talks about all these young people. Well, I don't consider myself young. I'm 36 years old, and, I'm I've got my roots, buried in this house. It would be difficult for me and my family to just pick up and move or take a 3-month vacation. It's not reliable. It's not something I can do. So I like watching his things, because, when I started actually watching him, I forgot what I was, I was searching for bento boxes or something, and his video was like one of the top ones, and he was talking about his boxes and or I can't remember what he was talking about. He was talking about something, and I can't remember why I was searching that, but anyway, that's how I kind of found his channel. And so I started, I went way back to his way beginning stuff, and then I watched all of them since, and he's got some pretty long ones in there, so it did take me quite a bit of time. But then again, I've been known to binge watch something on Netflix, so it wasn't anything odd. But okay, the reason why I'm making this video is because frequently he talks about how Japanese people are a little bit prejudiced to foreign people. And back when I was like 20, in the early 20s, if I hadn't had children in my early 20s, I thought about going over there, but just listening, because I used to like anime and all that stuff. I forget what he calls the people who want to live over in Japan but don't know, doesn't know a lick of the society over there. Well, I'm in that category. I always thought it'd be kind of neat to experience a culture that isn't, too tarnished by the outside world. I'm Native American, so, I can remember stories of my grandmother, or hearing stories about my grandmother being in concentration type camps for Native Americans. They called them the boarding houses, and they would beat her if she spoke Dakota. She had to conform over to Christianity or whatever. She had to pick a religion, she had to be religious in a normal white person way. And anyway, just hearing stories like that, and I must take living in America for granted. I'm so used to being able to speak my mind, expecting good service no matter what color my skin is, And yes, I have been, degraded. And, back when I was younger, people used to call me a Chinese person or, an Asian, because I had really, I had these thick glasses, and, my hair is dark, and I always wore it shorter when I was younger. I'd probably, I used to always keep it here, or sometimes I even cut it to about here, and, whatever. I had people doing that, but little did they know, when they were telling me to go back to my country, it was me that should be telling them to do so. But, I did. That was my first instance of anyone being really racist to me, And just to hear him speak about how these people are so, I want to say racist, but I guess that's not quite the right word. They don't have a respect for foreign people, and that's kind of sad, because because they're a first world country, you know, and like he was saying, they're a first world country, but their social standards are not on par with all the rest of the first world countries' social standards, you know. No way in heck would I, you know, if I went to England, you know, or, you know, somewhere over in that range and I wanted to go look at old castles and stuff, I wouldn't want, like, the, you know, the people who are native there to look at me like, you know, it be scared or whatever of me because I can't speak the language. I mean, I don't bite, you know, and I may not speak any other language other than English, so I always thought it was kind of cool that people can be duolingual or I know some of my kids' friends are bilingual, and I think that's just cool. You know, they've got some of their friends are Vietnamese, so they speak Vietnamese and English and speak both fairly well. I don't have any idea how fluent they are in Vietnamese, but I'd assume pretty fluent. The parents don't speak very much English, and then I've got you know, another neighborhood kid that, you know, used to always come over all the time. They're first generation Americans, but their parents are from, I don't remember which country, but somewhere in Africa, or I'm sorry, it's city-state, whatever they call, you know, countries, yeah, I guess country, in Africa. And so the parents have very thick accents. It's hard for me to understand that. I mean, I'm not saying, you know, it's just, I'm dumb with accents. I'm like completely terrible. But then again, I've got friends from the South who tell me that I have an accent. And I'm like, I don't think so. Because they're the ones going, you know, like, speaking of, I've got friends from the South, right? They'll be telling me, I was reading off one of my spells, because I play MMOs, and I was reading off one of my spells. It was like, okay, I cast Rut on that mob. And the guy goes, you cast what? And I said, Rut. And he goes, what's Rut? And I'm like, I don't know, what do you call it? He goes, it's root. And I'm like, that's so hard to say. It's like roof, you know, for the top of a house. That's how I said it. Another big one for me personally that I hate is when people call them casseroles. Well, they're hot dishes for me. You know, that's just what you know, they're hot dishes. That, you know, tater tot hot dish, or, you know, whatever. Tuna hot dish, you know, just, you know, cheesy tuna hot dish. You know, it's just our word for casserole. You know, I just don't do it. You know, oh, and pop is another one. Would you like some soda? It's like, no, I'd like some pop, but I don't drink pop anymore. I'm actually a little over, almost 2.5 years sober of drinking pop or coffee. But anyway, I'm way off topic. So, anyway, I don't know if I would ever want to actually go and visit Japan now. I'm not saying that his videos have discouraged me from going there. They have just given me an enlightenment, a understanding, a knowledge of what that culture really is like. And I am a strong-willed person. I do not stand idly when people are insulting me that openly. He was telling me that their men don't really like confident women. Well, I guess I would have been a single person over there, because I don't like putting my head down, even though I'm a stay-at-home mom. I'm a housewife. I mean, some of my friends consider that, you know, the ultimate thing, you know, and I'm sitting here going, I'm in this house all day. I clean this house. I'm doing the laundry, and, you know, I'm taking care of the dog and all this other stuff. But it's like, I said, you know, and then I have to do the help with the homework, and then I have to do the cooking, and then I have to do the dishes, and la 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 la. And I do it all for free. It's like, I haven't made my own money in 14 years. I feel so lazy. But anyway, so that's completely out. Okay, so I do not want to visit Japan now. Now, they used to be the top country outside of America or Canada, because we live really close to Canada, within, what, I'd say 8-hour drive just to go to Canada. You know, that's just to make the border, but I mean, it's a lot further if you want to go to like Toronto or whatever, but I wouldn't mind going to see Canada someday. I mean, Canada's really huge, and, you know, their Native American culture is seems a lot more rich than ours, although they do have their struggles with certain things, just like our Native Americans here in America do too. But anyway, I just, you know, and now it's like probably the country I'd like to go visit now would probably be Australia, but I don't know. I mean, Australians at least speak and a version of English, and I do watch like Veritasium, and Derek lives in Australia. I don't think he's from Australia, but he lives there now. Anyway, because he has an American accent, you know. But anyway, let's see. Joe Cross, he's from Australia. I like watching his stuff. He had a movie out recently. Anyway, I don't know. I'm not very worldly. I probably will never leave Minnesota as my home state. But anyway, you know, I like glimpsing. I mean, Ryan talks about how he doesn't feel, you know, like he some people who like watching just Japanese, you know, things, you know, about Japan. And it's like, well, that's not why I watch him. But, you know, he complains about, you know, how these people are hating on him. And it's like, dude, make your YouTube video, because that's what YouTube is. It's broadcast yourself. I don't know why. I don't think it says that anymore, but that was back when I started doing YouTube stuff, or wanted to, I should say. I long since lost my YouTube account, my original one, from when YouTube was brand spanking new, because I didn't use it as often, so they you know, killed all the old accounts. Anyway, you know, that's what this place is for. You know, I will never visit, and probably never visit any other country, and this is my window into somebody else's lives, you know, and hopefully this works the other way, though I would like to, I'd just like to say I'm not really that interesting of a person. I'm not going to show you, today I folded my laundry. It took me a couple hours because, you know, my kids use up a lot of clothes. Or, today I washed my bathroom. Would you like to see? You know, I'm not, I make very, very boring conversation, you know, videos, unless it's just about a topic. I mean, see, look at this topic. It's already taken this long. Anyway, I guess this has already been way too long as it is. So, bye.